Have you ever wondered whether you can follow and live out your passions and desires and still please God at the same time?
That's a good question. Let's talk about that.
This is the Good Question Show. Just tell me what I wanna know. The Good Question Show.
Hello and welcome to the Good Question Show.
So to help us this week with the good question that we will be discussing, we have invited a very special guest, a little bit famous, I might add, and her name is Luane van Sandwyk.
Hello there, friends.
Hello,
It's so
Luane.
good to have you with us.
Amazing.
A little bit of a celebrity. So Luane is an actress, and she does like plays. My wife and I, we've gone and seen one of your plays. Really cool, and she's acted on the screen also.
Yeah, in that series called Hotel.
Hotel.
Hotel. You have to say it in Afrikaans or else it doesn't count. Hotel. And it's in season 4, episode 13, right?
Literally like 10 seconds.
she
so
features
don't
for a
blink
full 10
if you
seconds.
see me.
The best 10 seconds of that
Best 10
show.
seconds of that whole series
Yeah.
that I've watched.
Thank
really
you,
great.
guys.
And Luane also writes little songs, and basically you're a comedian. You're actress, but also / comedian. And then also you use your talents to also honor God. We've seen that, how you minister actually in your shows. But it's a real honor for us to have you on the show here today.
Guys, the honor is mine. I was so excited. I wrote you a little song
What? For us?
just
That's
for you.
cool.
Take a mic, she's going to have to sing us a song.
Nice. Okay, let's do this.
This is going to be good. It's going to be
Nice.
real good.
This is the Good Question Show. Just tell me what I wanna know. The Good Question Show, where wisdom will flow. We've got Brent, the funny guy, Abel, the cool guy. Let's give it a go.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
beautiful. That is so good.
Mind blown.
Thank
What
you,
a
guys.
talent. I really enjoy the songs that you do.
I think that song was so good. This should be our theme song now. I think this is our
Definitely.
theme song.
The Good Question Show has
gotta
got
be.
a theme song. And get this, before we go on, we've prepared a little game that we're going to play in a moment. But before we do that, we know that you write songs, and recently you asked people to send in comments, and you took a whole bunch of words, and you picked 3 words, and you are busy writing a song. So I want to know, would you be willing to do a song for us?
Definitely. It would be lovely.
Yes. Okay, that's good. So, viewers, she is going to write a song for us. So, we want to ask you to, on the comments section right now, just put random words. The funniest words you know in English, just funny words, random words. Put them in the comments section. We're going to take all of those words. We're going to give it to Luane. She's going to pick 3 words and she's going to write us a song.
Velociraptor is one of them.
And then we'll
Try not to make it too difficult, people.
no,
Come
make
on.
it very different or funny, random.
You're
Random.
funny. That's
It's going to be
fine.
good. Okay. Now, before we get to our serious question, just because we have an actress
Slash comedian.
/ comedian with us,
Oh my.
we decided we need to use this opportunity. So we're going to play a little game called The Question Show.
Would you like to play a game?
Yes. Don't say it like that. That's just creepy. But we're going to play The Question Show, a question game, and Aiden is going to join us. How the game works, the scenario is that we can, or the question, the game works that we can only ask each other questions. So we're going to have a conversation with one another by only asking questions. If you can't think of a question, you fall out, someone else comes in, and then the person that can keep the conversation going for the longest is a champ. And the scenario is sitting in church. So we're going to pretend like you are sitting in church, or not pretend, just like you usually sit in church and talk to the person next to you.
Especially when Abel's preaching.
Yes, yeah, I see that when
You know it.
the service is running. That is where this conversation is taking place. Okay, Aiden, join us.
Let's do it.
Wait, why are we here?
Didn't we get on the wrong bus?
Weren't you the one driving?
The bus?
What smells?
I thought you knew. Yeah.
That was good.
What did I miss?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Do you think he knows his fly is open?
Can't you see? Okay.
I wonder if he really knows the scriptures.
It's not a question.
Oh no, damn it.
I am the queen.
How much do you usually tip with one of these services?
Can't we keep these?
Where do I put my envelope in?
I don't know.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Do you know Helen?
Do you have plans for after this?
Are you suggesting something?
Can't you see I'm...
What are we doing here?
I thought you knew.
Aren't they supposed to have wine at this place?
I thought.
Shouldn't we get bread with this wine?
Yes.
Don't you think he's attractive?
Do you have plans for after this?
Are you implying something?
What if I am?
I'd like that. Damn it.
Hey, that was fun.
That was fantastic.
Well done.
Yo. Thank you so much.
Good game, good game.
It was a good game.
Good game, Aiden.
Good
Good
game.
game.
Aiden, well
Good game,
done. Well
Luane.
done.
Feels it's not tennis match. It feels like after a tennis match.
Everybody's winners. Everybody's winners.
That's good. Okay, so now it's time for our good question for today. And just remember, you are welcome to send us any good question or any fun question that you'd love for us to discuss on the show. Just put it in the comments below. So the question we're looking at today is, can I follow my passions and my desires in life while still serving God at the same time? Can I follow my passions and follow God at the same time?
Yeah, I think this is a very juicy discussion because
Yes.
a lot of people would think that, you know what, there's these two conflicting worlds when it comes to our passions and to serve God in a way, to bring Him glory. And I think this is a very big challenge because some people would see the two extremes. You'll see maybe living out your passion would be the things that I really enjoy doing, that I want to do, the stuff that makes me come alive. But then on the other side, actually serving God and thinking that if we have to do that, I have to kind of like be the slave and try and do things right and trying to give my life, let's say, for the gospel and work
Suffer.
and suffer hard.
Yeah.
And I think just to find the balance between these two would be
Yeah.
the question we can ask today.
Yeah, I think many Christians see it as either I need to serve God and suffer and give up everything that is good and nice in the world, or I'm going to serve or follow my own passions. Have you ever experienced that conflict yourself? And also, how did you decide to do what you are doing now?
So how it all started, I loved performing since I was little, did little concertjes and whatnot. I remember I have this photo, it's so embarrassing. The one day, I don't know, I decided I wanted to be a waiter. Then I like dressed myself all in white with like a headband, and then I was running in the house with my thing. Can I take your order, ma'am? But anyway, so that was like since I was a very small child. And then one time, it was actually in Doxa, but I think it was still the Kruiskerk or Fountainhead, I'm not even sure. But then the sermon was about gifts, and he said, you should think like, what makes you come alive? And then the Lord really spoke to me. And I just realized, like, when I'm on stage and the people are laughing, like, oh, it's amazing. It's like a heavenly
like
moment for me.
You like making people laugh.
Yeah, and then I realized that I should go and study drama, and it was very tough being a Christian and studying drama because it's an ungodly environment. Not everyone, but yes, I just learned that sometimes you need to go through stuff, whether it's studying or going through a hard time, and then you gather tools that you can use later. So I had to go through that time and gather all the tools, and now I can use them to glorify God. And in my shows, I can write about Him, He can be present, and that was not things that was a reality when I studied, and it's so lovely. So you can definitely combine your passion and honoring God, because He gave me talents, He gave you. He gives us all talents. And if we do it for Him, then we are honoring Him. So I'm not necessarily singing in the church band or contributing in my church, but yeah, Jesus, He died on the cross so that we became the church because He is in us. So whether we are here or outside, we are the church. So if I perform at a festival, which is not a Christian festival, I can still do my show and proclaim the gospel, and the audience can experience the Lord. They will maybe never go to church, but maybe that one time they can sit in the audience. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. And they can experience the Holy Spirit, and it can change them. The Lord can do anything. Even though I don't say something, they can experience Him. So it's not me. It's just me being there and He being in me and them experiencing Him. So that's always my prayer before I start, that they would experience the Holy Spirit, because He breaks the chains, He changes us. Even if the shows, like I said, even if I don't say the right words, He can do anything. He spoke through a donkey. He doesn't need me. But I attend, I come to that place, and then He can make that a church. So that's really my experience. It's not necessarily the right one, but that's how I see it.
Yeah, and I think what I like what you say there, you have to do what makes you come alive, or that's where you figure out also what your passions are. And I get what you're saying is that these aren't two conflicting things. Your passions were actually given to you by God. And so we are actually honoring God when we pursue those passions. That's actually honoring God because He put them there in us. And I think even just my picture of God is that He is a loving Father that has created us. So if I think maybe about my two boys, the times when my wife and I enjoy our boys the most is when they are 100% themselves, when they enjoy themselves, when they are having fun and sort of, being passionate. That's when we enjoy them the most. And I think that's the same thing for God, is when He sees you just being yourself 100% and actually following some of those passions, He's also smiling over your life because you are being who He made you to be. So these two things aren't conflicting actually one another. They're both made by God.
Yeah, and if I could add, I think it's just this picture of God created me as me. And you as you, and you as you. And I think this whole picture that we can see this thing of God created Brent as Brent, and if I try and be Abel, it's kind of like God's like, listen, I didn't create you for that. I created you for something more. And I think that is, it sounds very, very nice now, like you be you,
You be you,
be the best you can be, you do you. But it's actually this thing of like, there's truth in that. God created you to be you. Don't try and fake and be someone else. Be the person God created you to be. And I think that when you start doing that, you start living out that passion, which is really cool.
And it's difficult in the age we are in, like with social media, in our face the whole time. You see people being so happy and you're like, I'm not happy. I need to do that to be happy. And, they get 100 likes. I want 100 likes. And the devil comes and says, no, you're not good enough. You should be like that. You should be like that.
Everything is measured so that you can compare.
Yeah.
It's amount of likes, amount of views. So we are in this comparison.
And it's so fake. Like the one time I remember, I have this friend and her Instagram looks amazing. Her stories is like, whoa, she's having the best time. And then I visited her and she was like, it's not going well with me. And I was like, you're joking. So a lot of times that is so fake. And we think, I'm not making it. I should be like this or like that. So just being yourself and knowing who God made me to be, our gifts are not the same. So I just look up, like a sunflower, and just be in connection with Him. Okay, what do you want me to do? Okay, then we look. If we look like this the whole time, we miss our direction.
Yeah. And what would you guys say about just this? I suppose what we are saying like you said, it can sound like a cliche, just, just you be you. No one could be you like you. And that is 100% true. But I think there is a bit of an extreme in this conversation. So on the one extreme, it is to think that you just have to suffer. And when you forget that God actually made you with the passions and desires, and in that you can actually find your calling. But then on the other extreme, and is the typical sort of speech that says, YOLO, or it's like it's all about you, and just follow your passions and your dreams, where it actually becomes a thing where it's only about you, and where your passions and desires. So here's the question: when does your passions and desires actually get divorced or separated from God's calling and actually serving God? Because otherwise a person can just do whatever they want, but it becomes about us.
I think when you focus on yourself and your achievements, which is from this world and not from God, then we must focus. Like one time, I'm just going to be transparent here. I was in a show and I was busy doing a song on the accordion. And the people usually love the accordion. I also love it.
What's an accordion?
It's like a trekklavier.
That thing that does this.
Okay.
And I was busy and the people were looking at me. And I remember I thought, yeah, they're impressed by me, né? And it was a prideful thought. And immediately the Lord made me lose my place in the song. I was like trying to make it like comical and like, where's the freaking note? And the people were just sitting like that. They weren't even laughing. And I was so thankful that it happened, because so quickly I'm busy with it, doing a show for His glory. And my flesh like took over. And I was like, oh my God, that could never happen again. But I was so glad that I was all humiliated. Not really, but in a sense.
Humbled.
Yeah, humbled. I'm so thankful. And you're also to focus on other people and their gifts as well. Like another short story. I did an audition for a movie and I really, really wanted to be in that movie. So I did the audition and I'm feeling great. And I never heard anything back. And then obviously another girl was cast in that role. And I was like, you do you, girl. And the one day my friend, I don't know why, I haven't even asked her. She took a picture of the front page of a magazine. That girl was on the magazine. And there's the article. And I was like, why is she sending it to me? I want nothing to do with this girl. And I was like, whatever. And I read it. And in the article, so she got the role I wanted. And she was like, it was such a great gift from God, and she really prayed for open doors. And I was so, I'm such a bad person. And I was just so convicted. So I was focused on, I want to do this, I want to be there, but was I honoring God in that? And who am I to say, no, He can't give the gift to you, I want that gift, it's mine. So quickly the flesh takes over, and then we miss it. So just to stay connected with Him and to seek the kingdom first. That is my motto. And I try to remember that every day. Just to seek the kingdom first and then all the other things.
That's Matthew 6, verse 33. Seek first the kingdom of God and He will give you the desires of your heart.
And when I seek Him, hopefully my desires will become His desires.
Yes, yeah, because as soon as you start seeking God, actually your desire starts changing, and it becomes aligned with who He is, because you are seeking Him, and then He never refrains from giving Himself to us, and because He is our desire, and He always gives Himself to us. But I think this is actually just the issue of lordship.
Yes,
I think
definitely.
as soon, what we actually basically said earlier is that your passions and desires are actually God's passions and desires that He's put in you. And therefore we can go for it. At the same time, never forget that those passions and desires are not yours.
Yeah.
They belong to God, because you belong to God. And so I think that's the thing. If you believe that you belong to God and He's Lord over your life, it means He's still Lord over your passions and desires. And I think that's where the balance needs to be struck, is that you can be yourself as long as you know that you are submitted under God. Otherwise it becomes your story.
Your story.
Yeah.
And I think that's a major issue I think a bunch of younger people have, is this thing of like, I wanted to search this desire or fill this passion, but you don't submit it, you don't give it to God, you don't bring it under His Lordship. And I think that's where we miss out on life, because if you do it that way, then your life, who you are, is built around this passion and not around who God is in your life. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of miss the point. But if my life is built around who God is, and the passion comes to fulfill or kind of fill in the spaces, then whenever the passion falls, whenever you don't get the movie, the movie you wanted to be in, the part you wanted, or you mess up on stage, those things don't matter at the end, because your identity, who you are, is built into who Christ is. And I think if you look at these two things, passion and pleasing God, they actually work together so well, if you look at them.
And also just to remember that He can take your gift away at any moment. It's not mine to have. I'm borrowing it. Lending, I can never remember lending, borrowing. Anyway, I'm lending and borrowing it from Him. But in an instant, He can take my voice away. I struggled with my voice a while ago. And I just had to come to that point again. Lord, if you take this away, if I can never sing again, if I can never perform again, it's fine. That's not who I am. I'm not an actress, I'm a person. I'm a lover of Jesus. I make mistakes. That's who I am. Or they're a doctor. No, they're a person. So just that shouldn't label us as well. Because if it's taken away, who are you? Are you still happy? Are you still praising the Lord? Like when Job lost everything, the first words he said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will go. Blessed be the name of the Lord. So his identity was not in his 10 children, or his camels and his sheep and whatever. He knew where his identity was.
Yeah, that's very true, and I think we can maybe end off with that. I think that's so important. What you're saying is that your passions and your desires, even though God has given them to you, that is secondary to actually submitting under God. There's the lordship element first, because, like you say, if your passions and desires is your identity, the thing that gives you joy in life, if you are not successful, then you will always be devastated and disappointed. But if God is your identity and you see that as a gift from Him, whether you come first or third or fifth or you get the role or not, that doesn't devastate you because you know who you are. Though even those opportunities are in His hands.
No, that won't fulfill me. Even though I thought, movie poster, me. If it would have happened, I would still be unfulfilled.
Yes.
So that's very true.
And like there's good editing software now, so you can just make your own movie poster, and then you can hang it in your room and tell people you've been on a very, very famous.
It's going to do a one-woman movie. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I don't see why not. Great. Yeah. Thank you, Luane. That was really great.
Thank you, guys.
It's really good having
It
you
was
with us.
lovely putting on makeup again. I never get the chance to do that anymore.
For us as well. It's been really great just putting on makeup again.
Because the mask, I can't put lipstick on, man. So this is fabulous.
Yeah, you're enjoying it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't put on lipstick also in like 5 months.
Yeah, man, it's nice,
Okay.
no?
like 5 months.
I'm joking. Yeah, but thanks so much. And thank you for the song.
Oh, it's a pleasure, guys.
We are going to make that song our theme song for the
Definitely.
Good Question Show.
It's got to be.
We have to make it the intro for,
too good.
for next week, episode 4,
Yeah.
featuring Luane. We'll put you in the credits there.
We'll put you in the credits.
Yeah.
Tell me what I want to know.
That's very good, yeah. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next week for episode 4 on The Good Question Show. Remember to like and subscribe, very important. And if you want to follow Luane, you can find her on social media. Which one's the best? Insta?
Instagram?
I
The
don't
Insta?
know.
TikTok?
Not
there
yet. Not
Not
yet.
yet.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
getting there.
Instagram and
Find it there.
Facebook, YouTube.
Have a great week.
Have a fantastic week.
Bye. Thanks for
Stay-
stopping by.
That was 80 minutes.
Yeah. Okay.